Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I have another layout for you today. I am starting a different schedule on my YouTube channel, if you've noticed. So just keep watching to kind of get a little bit more about what I'll be having in the next couple weeks or so. I'll probably do a dedicated video to it so you'll know exactly what's coming up and know what to expect. Well, in this layout and in the next one that I'm going to be doing, sorry, you're hearing Kaylin do an exaggerated yawn upstairs. In this layout, and in the next one, I'm using primarily solid backgrounds, which are a little bit different for me. Normally, I use a pretty patterned background, and this one does have some white splatters that were already printed on the background, but I'm using some pretty basic backgrounds in the next two layouts and really focusing on the embellishments that are added, which I really like them. I really like how both of these turned out. It's just a different style, and I like to switch up my layouts periodically. It keeps things fresh. It keeps my mind rolling in a different direction. It just keeps me, working on my skill, I guess we'll say. So I wanted to use those one October afternoon alphas, but I had every letter except for Y in the color that I wanted. And I wanted that kind of pinky red color. So I changed my mind and ended up going with these thickers, which are, let's see, these are the Kinsey font in cream. And it's not really a true cream. It's more of like an off-white. What do they call that? Eggshell, I think is what they call that. But either way, the package says cream, so I guess it's a cream. The title is going to say Our Family, and I'm just using this font to spell out family. Now, I don't know if you've noticed I was struggling with those alphas. They're from Tuesday Morning, and the adhesive on them is totally shot. So it's like cemented to the background paper, and it's supposed to just simply pull off, but what it does is it pulls they're chipboard, I guess is what they are, and it's a whole bunch of different layers of paper together, and it ends up pulling the back layer off, which is fine. I just use adhesive to stick them down because I really do like the font, but these are terrible. These do not hold up well, and I'm assuming if you have them in your stash, they also will do the same thing, because if you have them just like Tuesday Morning, if it's sitting in a shelf or sitting in their warehouse, it's going to over time mess up the adhesive, and that's exactly what has happened. So moral of the story, use them if you have them, because I love the font, but it is a pain in the butt to use these. All right, I'm just kind of going through my scrap bin here. At a certain point in doing these layouts, I did 15 for my sister, 15 layouts. And at a certain point, I realized I was cutting into a lot of the 12 by 12 sheets that I had pulled out to use with these photos. So I stopped scrapping one day, and I took out all the photos I had left, and I made sure I had a 12 by 12 paper, whether it was white cardstock or a pattern paper, a full 12 by 12 sheet to use as a background. And then I left the rest in my box to use kind of as scraps and layers. So that's what I'm kind of rifling through, and you see me pulling out. These are just different scraps. I actually so I have an iris container, just like a lot of us do, and the lid just snaps off. So I actually took the lid off of it, and in the bottom, the bigger part of it, I put all of my scrap papers, all of the scrap papers I have in my scrap room actually, which seems like a lot, but it's really not a lot because I really try to use up a kit completely before I move on. So anyways, it has all of my scrap papers in there, and then the top of the container has all of the embellishments and alphas and everything else that I'm using with this, I guess it's a kind of a stash kit for this December project. So whenever, depending on what part of the layout I'm in, usually I do all the paper layering at once, and then I do all the embellishment. I don't typically go back and forth. Sometimes I'll figure out my title before I do any layering, so I know how big it is and where I want to put it. But most of the time I do all of the paper part of it first, or I'll do all the embellishment part first, and then I do layering. So I just take whatever part of my iris container that I need to use and set it aside or put it right next to me. It's a little bit easier than having the full iris container open. I have a very large desk. However, I have a lot of stuff on my desk between the lights for the video. Usually I have a snack or a drink beside me. Usually I have my iPhone with a YouTube video going, whatever. I usually have a lot laid out on my desk. So not having to have the full iris container open, it just works a little bit better for me. So going back to the layout here, I actually, now that I just said I do most of the paper and then I do the embellishment, I actually went back and added a paper layer I started to embellish around it, and I realized that I felt like the photo was getting lost a bit on the background, and it just needed something else. There were layers under it, but it didn't go around the entire 4x6 photo, so I just add that darker teal paper, and it kind of gives it a tone-on-tone effect, but it also offsets the photo from the background. So I'm just rotating my paper here because I wanted the splatters to go in a diagonal, and I wanted my photo to be in the bottom left. So I just rotated the paper so the one splatter's in the bottom left and one splatter's in the top right. Those little black and white pieces that you see, I cut apart from a Bella Boulevard piece of paper. Let's see if I know what that is. Nope, I sure don't. It's a Bella Boulevard paper, though, that I had just a scrap of. And I cut out a little speech bubble that said love, and that's overlapping the heart sticker at the bottom. And then I cut out a heart that's at the top right now. It's overlapping that other heart. It won't stay there, but that's where it is right now. And then I cut out 2 arrows, and they're just kind of a sketchy style. It's black and white, but it's just kind of like sketched out. So I thought it was kind of a nice contrast, kind of a bold thing to go on the back of this like real soft layout. Just adding a couple little embellishments. I'm using some different strips of paper that I had in my scrap bin to kind of add little banners here and there. Like this right here, and that's going to go right under the title. The title, I just felt like it needed a little something under it, but I didn't want it to be very bold. And this is where I'm adding my Tombow Mono because these letters are like not sticky because the whole sticky part has come off. And the great thing about Tombow Mono, these are really skinny letters. But the great thing about Tombow Mono, even if you accidentally squish it out the side, it will dry clear. I just checked my layout to be sure I wasn't lying, but it does dry clear. And then I have my little tile alphas, which I'll put down here in a moment. And those are the ones that I made with my sticker maker. So they're already adhesive. Just have to take the back of them off. Then I use my tweezers to place them to make sure I have them lined up. So it says our family, and this little sketchy arrow points to it. And I tried to do the titling kind of from her perspective because this is going to be in her scrapbook album, not mine. So this is her family. Well, it's my family too, obviously, but it's like her little family, you know what I mean? And I've got these little word stickers. And I'm going to overlap the hearts with those. It just brings another black element in. And so at the bottom, it has love on this little speech bubble, which I actually cover up the little part that makes it a speech bubble. So it just looks like a word sticker or a word embellishment. So it says love, and then it says fabulous on that black sticker. And it has the same like reddish pinkish color as those hearts do. That's the font color. And then I just put a sticker that says home is where the heart is, and that's just right off the side of the photo. And then the top one says picture this ... That's at the top. And then I'm just putting a LA Studio sticker that says so much love. That's from their capture. No. Oh, I think that's from their thankful sticker sheet. I think that's what that's from. Yeah, that's what it is. It's from their thankful sticker sheet. I was looking at my little cheat sheet here. Now, I have started putting a blog post for each layout that I complete. Before I was just doing a weekly recap, but I've actually started doing a dedicated blog post to each of my layouts where I list all the supplies I use. Now, I do use a lot of scraps, so some of the things I'm not able to tell you what they are, but I do try my best to tell you everything that I use. That way you know in case you want to go back and look for it, or you know you've seen it but you don't know where you saw it from. And so forth. So I'll have the link to that below. It's just www.designbymelody.wordpress.com. And then also, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see all my videos as they go live. I am trying a new thing. We'll see how it works. I am going to be posting Monday through Friday. I don't know if I'll do this consistently or if I'll just stick with it for right now because I have a lot of videos backlogged. But anyways, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Also, subscribe to my channel, just like I said, so you'll be able to see all the upcoming things that I have to go. All right, thanks guys. Bye.